Face masks are something most of us have seen, worn, or carried at some point in our lives, yet very few people know what actually goes into making them. They may look like simple pieces of fabric or paper, but modern masks are carefully engineered products designed to filter tiny particles while still allowing people to breathe comfortably. Different types of masks are made for different purposes, ranging from everyday use to specialized medical settings. Understanding how they work can help us appreciate the science and innovation behind these common protective tools. What are face masks made of, and how do they prevent viruses from spreading? Face masks use specialized fibers and even invisible electrical charges to trap tiny particles. So how are they made, and how do they help slow the spread of disease? Let's dive in right here on History of Simple Things. The idea of covering the mouth and nose to prevent illness is older than many people think. During disease outbreaks in past centuries, people experimented with various forms of face coverings, although they often lacked scientific understanding of germs. One famous example is the beaked masks worn by plague doctors during the 17th century. While these masks were based on incorrect theories about disease, they reflected an early attempt to create a barrier between people and harmful substances. Modern medical masks began appearing in the late 19th and early 20th centuries after scientists established the germ theory of disease. Doctors realized that bacteria and other microorganisms could spread through droplets released when people coughed, sneezed, or spoke. Hospitals started using simple gauze masks during surgeries to reduce contamination. Over time, advances in materials and manufacturing transformed these basic coverings into the highly effective disposable masks used around the world today. At first glance, a disposable face mask may look like a simple piece of fabric, but it is actually made from several carefully designed layers. Most surgical masks consist of 3 primary layers, each serving a specific purpose. The outer layer is typically made from a water-resistant, non-woven polypropylene material that helps repel droplets and moisture from the environment. The middle layer acts as the main filter and is usually made from a special material called melt-blown polypropylene. This layer contains extremely fine fibers that create a complex network capable of trapping tiny particles. The inner layer, which rests against the face, is designed to absorb moisture from breathing and provide comfort during use. Unlike woven fabrics such as cotton, these non-woven materials are created by bonding fibers together rather than weaving threads. This manufacturing method allows manufacturers to produce lightweight, breathable, and highly efficient filtration materials at a large scale. The most important part of many medical masks is the middle filter layer. This layer is produced through a manufacturing process called melt blowing. During production, melted polypropylene plastic is forced through tiny nozzles while streams of hot air stretch the material into extremely thin fibers. These fibers can be much thinner than a human hair and are collected into a dense web-like structure. The resulting material contains countless microscopic pathways that air can travel through while particles become trapped. What makes this layer especially effective is not just the density of the fibers, but also their arrangement. Instead of forming a regular pattern, the fibers create a maze-like structure that increases the chances of particles colliding with and sticking to them. This filter layer is the reason medical masks can block many airborne droplets and particles while still allowing users to breathe comfortably. Without it, a mask would offer significantly less protection. Many people wonder how a mask can stop particles that are much smaller than the visible gaps between fibers. The answer involves several different filtration mechanisms working together. Larger droplets released during coughing or sneezing are often blocked through simple interception because they physically collide with mask fibers. Smaller particles follow airflow around the fibers, but some still become trapped when they brush against them. Extremely tiny particles move in random patterns due to collisions with air molecules, a process known as Brownian motion. This random movement increases the likelihood that they will hit and stick to fibers. Some masks also use electrostatic attraction to improve filtration. The fibers are given an electric charge that attracts certain particles much like a balloon can attract dust. Because multiple filtration processes operate simultaneously, masks can capture a wide range of particle sizes despite appearing relatively thin and lightweight from the outside. Viruses are extremely small, but they don't usually travel on their own. Instead, they are carried in respiratory droplets and aerosols released when people breathe, talk, cough, or sneeze. Face masks help reduce the spread of these particles by trapping many of them before they enter the air. This is called source control, since the mask limits what an infected person releases into the environment. Masks can also offer protection to the wearer by filtering some incoming particles from the air. Their effectiveness depends on factors like mask type, proper fit, and correct usage. When worn properly, masks reduce both outgoing and incoming particles, which helps lower the risk of respiratory virus transmission in everyday situations. Face masks may look simple, but they are built from decades of scientific research and engineering. They use layered, non-woven materials, especially melt-blown polypropylene, to filter particles of different sizes. These layers trap droplets and aerosols through both physical capture and electrostatic attraction. This makes them effective in reducing the spread of respiratory diseases. Different types of masks, from surgical masks to respirators, are designed to balance protection and breathability. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of simple things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.